My take on autism after some research and interaction with people. Parents have children that they love and they care for and are perfectly normal. And then something in our society, something in our environment screws them up, hurts, harms the child. And then the children withdraw, stop communicating, or don't progress the way that they're expected to. And yet we have a society that is based on freedom of speech and the right to remain silent. And at the age of 2, children are learning to exercise their rights and be defiant and learn, grow, and be independent. And so we have this clash of what society wants and what the little child thinks they should be learning and doing. And some children just stop communicating. They don't catch all the social cues, or they don't want to, or they can't. I mean, I've seen adults do that. I've done that. You get into a social environment, it's not your environment. You don't speak the language. They've got different cues and stuff like that. Or they have cues you perfectly well understand what they know and mean, but you don't respond to them because you don't want to participate in that kind of a social environment. So we have all these factors working in on 2-year-old children, especially boys. And little children don't know stuff. But little children aren't part of the military. They're not part of a rigid school system that should force them to behave a certain way. It used to be children were allowed to grow up. Before World War II, Mom and Dad were there, and they both spent time with their children. After World War II, there was more divorce, more violence. We got into the 60s where there was sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and people are killing pains. And there's just less time for children. There's less time even to let children be born naturally. They're ripping them out of the womb through cesarean section. And yet the parents who save their children are the ones that spend extra time and attention and money and have other people come in and help. Just like the traditional family used to be. So society has changed, and now there are children that are having this problem, which we like to call a disease or a dysfunction. And really, people like that have always existed. It's just how society has treated them. And now that we can put a fancy label on them and make money, then it becomes, some kind of horrible trend that, oh boy, what's gone wrong? When in fact society is just more toxic, brutal, selfish, and less caring about children. I mean, if you really want to be honest. And it's just more, it's not the traditional caring, loving families that used to be.